Yay! Thank you
Amazing.
so much for being here. I'm so excited to
Thank you for
have
having
you.
me.
My name
Thank
is
you.
Jack, and this is the Pop Palace podcast. We celebrate iconic women and queer people in pop music and in pop culture. And no, like, you were the top of my list of people I needed to talk to. And
I'm
whenever
honored.
you said yes, I was freaking out. I told my boyfriend, I was like, OMG, you're not going to believe this.
I'm
No,
honored.
yeah, so I'm so excited. Something at Pop Palace we like to do is have our guests introduce themselves. So if you could introduce yourself and then tell us your earliest memory of music.
Okay, my name is Emmy. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Ohio, but I've lived in Los Angeles for like 5 years. And I've always been very passionate about music, but it was definitely something that I shied away from as a child, I guess, because I was a very scared girl. And
Mhm.
I don't know why I thought like, oh my God, I can sing. I'm so embarrassed. Like I was so embarrassed about it. Um, But like, I think a key thing for me when I realized like, oh my God, I can sing and I have a good voice. I was singing Monster by Rihanna on my couch and my dad was
Stop.
filming me secretly and I freaked out and I was like, delete it. And then I was like, okay. And then I didn't really start like diving into it until I moved out to LA and like didn't live with my parents.
Yeah,
Nothing against them. Just, I guess, felt more free to start dabbling in
definitely.
music.
I love
Yeah.
that. Monster.
Thank
That
you.
is like such an iconic moment.
I know, I literally like I've always been a diva. I don't
No,
know.
literally, there's a video of me, like a home video on my birthday party, and I'm singing Best of Both Worlds, and I'm like, that sums me
And
up as
that's
a
right.
person. Yep.
And that's right.
So, growing up in Cleveland, how did your environment then shape your artistry now? Or did it have any impact on your creativity?
I think a big part of why I wanted to do music is because I did feel so connected to artists at concerts. Because living in Ohio, there's not a lot to do, so that was kind of my outlet. And I don't know if I can call it a hobby, but I did go to a lot of concerts. But it always gave me a feeling that nothing else gave me. And I find it so inspiring. And I always wanted to be able to do that for other people. So I think that's a big part of why I kind of took the step to express myself in that way. And then also I just love singing, obviously, but the connection to music in Ohio really is just concerts and
Yeah,
having that space.
definitely. I feel that. I'm in Oklahoma,
Oh
and
my God.
yeah, I feel that very much.
Yeah.
So, you began making YouTube videos at the age of 13. What inspired you to start creating content at such a young age?
I always had this thing in my head of like, I don't know if it's that I want to be seen or I like want to be heard or I want to, well, I guess it ties into the wanting to be an outlet for people
Hmm.
because I can be overly positive, but I think it can be beneficial at times. And I wanted to be that positive thing for people. So at the time, that was something obtainable and easy to do, I guess. And it was just fun and silly to do with my friends. And I'd watch all like the other YouTubers and be like, I want to do that. Like, obviously not end goal, but I've always just like, I don't know if I want to say I wanted to be in the spotlight or I wanted to just, I don't know the exact wording on it. I just always felt like I had friends when I was doing it. So anything that I could do creatively where I feel I'm connecting with people and I feel like I have this group of people that I consider friends to an extent, like it's always caught my eye and I've always wanted to just do anything in the realm
Yeah,
of creative things that connect me to people.
definitely. And pouring out all your creativity for sharing it with the world takes a lot of energy on yourself. Do you have any like self care practices that you'd use to kind of make sure you're not overexerting yourself?
Hmm.
It's okay if you don't.
I've never thought about that.
Or like, do
I
you have
think
like a favorite album or anything you do to just like kind of reset your creative mind and kind of realign yourself?
that's a good question. Um, I think when I get in a creative slump, I haven't really figured out how to get out of it yet. I just like cross my fingers and hope. And
Yeah.
like I should probably be doing like the, oh, just randomly draw or like write a song. But I kind of just sit in the slump for a second because I think if you're in a slump, just sometimes be in it for a moment. But I guess if it exceeds like a certain amount of time, let's figure it out. But I haven't really had a long enough slump where I'm like needing to find like, I don't know how to word that.
No, I
I
get
don't
it
know.
though. And sometimes
Yeah.
the slump is like needed, even if you're like not feeling like you're doing enough. Sometimes you just
Yeah,
need that
sometimes
little
the slump's
break.
good because I'm
Yeah.
like doing things and I'm like, that's really good. And then I get in my slump and I watch it and I'm like, maybe it wasn't.
Hmm.
Maybe we need to take a step back and reevaluate.
Yeah, I totally feel that. So in September 2023, released lead single from your debut EP. Can you share more about the themes and inspirations behind the EP and the project itself?
Yeah. Oh my God, my first EP. Um, it's I didn't go into it with this intention, but like I was just writing a lot about a friendship breakup because it was very fresh and happening and on my mind so much. So like a lot of songs that I felt very passionate about obviously were about that. And then I was like, okay, like I actually don't know a lot of, well, I'm sure there's so many, but a lot of projects that are revolving around friendship breakups versus romantic breakups. And I think that it helped like heal me in a way and help me through it, which, still not fully through it, but it did take a big weight off my chest to just spill all my feelings about that. And I think with the first single, it was Crying in My Boots. That song, out of everything I had made up to that point, was the song I was like, okay, this is the sound I'm going to start going for. This is my vibe. Like, I actually feel like I found it. And I think it's just been like one upping myself from there. But yeah, friendship breakup, EP, there wasn't really a plan behind it. I just guess I picked the thing that I'm heavily focused on, and if I write a bunch about it, then that's what it's about.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, I think friendship breakups are sometimes harder than like relationship breakups. Like they're still like it never goes away.
It is, I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. It's
Yeah,
horrible.
it's
It's
literally
awful.
horrible. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
had a really sad friendship breakup and I still think about it and I'm like, ugh,
me too.
little piece of
It's
my
so
heart.
devastating too because it's, I don't know, such a
Yeah.
different connection versus a relationship.
Yeah.
And
So, would you say when you're creating music, is it more of an abstract like process or is it pretty linear where you're like, I have this idea, I'm going to write it in this song and it's going to sound this way, or is it just kind of come together naturally?
it kind of comes together naturally most of the time. I write from my notes app. Like that's just the base point of everything. So my notes app is full of either like essays of a thought I'm having. Like I'll just start spilling all my feelings. Sometimes when I hear like a cool quote on TV or I hear someone say something, I'll write it down and then span like my own feelings off of it. But it usually starts with just a sentence in my notes and
Mm-hmm.
I'll span from that and just like kind of pick out what I think would sound cool and then branch off of that with my own feelings. So it's very like kind of going with no plan.
Yeah, I love that though. I feel like that's sometimes a little bit more genuine. Not that setting it up and being linear can't be genuine, but it's just like what's happening in the air and like taking little pieces and it makes like a masterpiece. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, so reflecting on your journey from content creator in Cleveland to an artist in Los Angeles, what are some of the most significant challenges that you faced as like a woman and queer person in the industry?
I think just like challenges overall. Um, I got lucky with social media and I was posting like covers and stuff on there and had a label reach out through that when I was young. So I had no knowledge of what I was signing up for or doing, or I guess I didn't really take the time to learn what everything meant and just like how it would affect me. So, I mean, that's still a big challenge I'm currently learning from and making my way through. Um, I don't know, like that's just like I think just starting everything so young. And
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't like thrown into it how a lot of other people are, but just not giving or given the right tools to understand kind of what I was getting into.
Yeah, definitely. And like in the music and like creative world, there's not like step by step processes for anything. It's different for everyone, so it could be really crazy.
Yeah, I definitely got a lot of help on the creative side and like learning how to be in a studio and how to write and all that. But then the business side of it, I'm still like currently like, oh, didn't know all of that. That's probably important. But I'm grateful to have learned a lot of things creative.
Yeah. So have you had any like pinch me moments in the past few years that you're like, I can't believe this is happening?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say when my first single came out, like TikToker to music pipeline, because I definitely was popping a little more then. And I knew it was gonna do good, but the amount that it like blew up, a lot because of hate, but still, the amount that it blew up, I was just like, no way, like go tell little Emmy, this is crazy. That's been awesome. Being like recognized by some of the artists that I am so inspired by and look up to has been so like rewarding, and like seeing them not as a fan to artist but as like a artist thing has been really 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 cool, and that's happening all the time and it's so
Yeah,
awesome.
I bet that's so amazing.
Yeah.
Um, but you do have such a large following online, and that does come with sometimes hate. Is there, how do you deal with like keeping some things personal and then some things public?
I like to make things public only if I feel very passionate about it. Like if I think someone is spewing like hateful things or harmful things, then I will speak. But if it's just like drama that people want to know about or whatever, I just keep my mouth shut because I don't know. If there's not passion behind what I'm saying, I just don't bother to say it, because if there is going to be hate and there is going to be people fighting me, I'd rather them be fighting me over something that I strongly am believing in and speaking on because I feel heavily about it.
Yeah. And I appreciate that from your TikToks. I feel like anytime you get up and you make a video to speak, I'm like, I'm checked in, I'm ready to listen. And there's
I
some,
get so scared too, but I'm just like, I am so angry sometimes because it's like
oh,
people
I love
online, thank you. There's so many people that are so young and so vulnerable, and I think it's easy to stray away from thinking about what you personally think about an opinion and just absorbing what you're seeing. So that's when I do start feeling like I should maybe say something. But besides that, I'm staying out of it.
And like coming from Oklahoma, like it's nice to see the internet connects us to other people. Like I'll feel alone and like hidden in my little world in Oklahoma, but then I'll see you speaking on something that I feel, and it gives me that hope that like, oh yeah, we're all in the same thing. We're just different places.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
So, how has your sense of self evolved since transitioning from being content creator to musician?
I think I'm still trying to figure that out a bit because just because it is so typical to be like, oh, TikToker trying to make music, I've tried to like unattach myself from that, but it is hard when it's just like the typical thing everyone thinks. So I am still working on that, but I think when it also comes down to it, it's just like people that do TikTok have other passions outside of it. And that's my case too. And it's like, I know I'm an artist and I know I'm doing music because I'm passionate about music, but it is hard to cut the tie between like, am I, or is it like social media and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's a weird thing that I'm still figuring out, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, definitely. And there is like a vibe though you can feel like as an audience member who is like actually passionate about the music and then who's doing it for like just because that's what's happening, and like it does come through authentically, at least to me, that you're like actually passionate about music and it's not just like,
Thank you.
oh, I'm gonna do this random project that other people
Thank
do.
you. I like psych myself out of it too because it's so weird. I fully in my head, I'm like, I love this so much and it like makes me so happy and I feel so good doing it. But then I'm like, "Ah, stupid TikToker, like doing
No,
music.
no, no,
And I'm like, oh,
no.
that's me. No.
No,
But
you're way more than just a stupid little TikToker. You're
thank you.
everything.
Thank you.
Is there a particular message or feeling that you want your listeners to take away from your music? I know that's
I'm
kind
really
of
big
broad.
on, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, I know that's kind of a broad question, but
Oh, yeah. I think a big takeaway from a lot of stuff that I put out is just vulnerability and feeling your emotions and not really holding it back because I think for some reason, like, well, I do cry a lot, okay, online, and a lot of people do, whatever. But I think there's a lot of shame nowadays when it comes to heavily feeling emotions, and I am a very emotional girl, And I love to cry and I love to laugh and I love to be angry and I just love to feel my emotions. And I think being vulnerable is so important and it like keeps us all in touch. So I guess just being your full vulnerable self and feeling your emotions to the extent that you need to feel them.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
Do you have any plans to do you like performing live, or are you more of a not performing live type person?
I'm going to begin soon, just little things, and would love to work my way up. But as of my current like catalog and my experience, I need to do some smaller stuff before getting into big stuff so I can really get it down.
I'm so excited though.
Thank you.
Yeah, anytime you come near me, I'm gonna come.
Thank God.
Yeah, literally, most people go to Dallas since Oklahoma's so random, but catch me there. I'll be there. I'm so
I'll go to
excited.
Oklahoma.
No, literally, come to Oklahoma. We'll have a party. All the gays will come.
Please.
So some like little fun questions. What is one thing that you would have on your rider for your shows?
Oh my God, I've never even thought about this.
If you had like unlimited budget.
I would like ask for a case of LaCroix because I down LaCroix like it is water in a desert. I love LaCroix.
What flavor?
Um, like the lime, the
Yes.
grapefruit one. You know, I like anything but the limoncello one.
Okay, that's so fair.
I hate when
Yeah.
they're a little sweet. I know they're the most
Uh-huh.
like flavorless drinks, but I love just like my little Skittle drop of flavor in my
Right.
LaCroix. What else? I'm a big drink girl. Like I love to have multiple liquids. So what? Some sort of pop. Probably a cherry Pepsi.
Yum.
And a big crisp water.
Period. I love
I'll have to sit and think about the
it.
food side of that.
Yeah, definitely. What is your go-to karaoke song if you're gonna do a karaoke day?
Okay. If I'm in my own house and it's like my karaoke time, I'm picking the most devastating sad music, like Funeral by Phoebe Bridgers,
Okay, yeah.
Liability by Lorde, like anything like heart-wrenching, cry my eyes out. But if I'm being silly at a bar, I love, I don't know if I can say a bad word.
Oh yeah, you can say whatever.
Fuck You by CeeLo Green. That, like, I just love a passionate, silly song at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
That, um, oh my God, 'Cause I Love You by Lizzo. I love
Uh,
doing that. Anything I can yell.
I want to see that. Next time you
It's
do it, have
so
someone
fun.
record.
We have to do bar karaoke in Oklahoma.
Oh my God. No, literally, we can do it at the gay bar here.
Please.
Yes. Oh my God, that would be so fun. Everyone would be gagged.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the last thing that you Googled?
Oh my God, I'm on my phone.
Oh, it's
Probably
okay.
like if I have a disease. Like I'm
Yeah.
always Googling like, what is this dot? Am I gonna die?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Why do I feel like this?
Yeah.
Literally on my way to work yesterday, I was like, I feel like I'm having a heart attack, but just gotta
That's
go to
literally
work
me.
either
I'm like,
way.
why does my eye feel bigger on the right side? Am I gonna die?
No,
Like,
literally, like my left big toe feels weird today. Am I
it's so
gonna lose it?
scary. That.
Okay, I have one last question. So at Pop Palace, we love to ask our guests to curate their own royal court going off the palace theme. So who would be your like biggest icon would be in your throne, and then you could pick like three other people that you take inspiration from or just like really love in music.
Oh my God. My biggest icon on my throne, probably Caroline Polachek. And
Queen.
then our three. I know Julia Fox only has one song, but for artistic purposes, I will have to place Julia Fox
Oh
there.
my God. And that one
Um,
song is like top tier.
I know, give us more. I love her. Um, Lord, definitely Lord.
Period.
And dare I say Addison Rae?
Mm, say it. Say it
Dare I
proud.
say it?
Yeah.
Addison Rae.
Period. Thank you so much.
Of
This was
course,
such a
thank
great it
you.
was so great to meet you. I know like all the queers are gonna love listening. Um it's just like I started this as a personal thing because pop music and women in pop music have like saved my life and kept me going, and I thought I would share it with everybody else. So I
I
know
love
it's gonna
it.
mean a lot to everybody, and I just really appreciate you being here.
I'm honored. Thank you so much.